Greetings, amadoda ntambama lishona. Seyishayile ngapha. There's a message I want to pass to men that comes from what we were discussing about. Babu Hadebe spoke about the spiritual director over your life, the importance of a spiritual director over your life as a man. At some stage, Umkiza spoke about how to identify someone to confide to. There was a time another brother in the group spoke about a mask. Ukuthi thina madoda si masked up. We got masks all over our lives. See, we cover our lives with mask and portray that mask ebantwini as if it's who we are, but it is never who we are. It is just a mask that goes before us. So I want to talk to men about the importance of opening up. We need to open up as men. You cannot go far in life uhamba with a mask that you portray before people. We as men, we are closed up people, asibabantu who likes to disclose who we are, who likes to disclose what we are going through. We rather be quiet rather than expose our inner being, who we are, the real you. We rather remain silent. And many men are trapped in the box of silence. Many men are trapped in the box, and it is a box that has kept us for so long. It can be a mental box. You are a man, but your mind is confined in a box. You are unable to display before people what you want to display because of the mask, the box, the mask that we put on. The danger of that is, as much as I am not saying to you, go around and remove your mask for everybody to see, because it's not everybody who's matured to handle your nakedness. It's not everybody who's matured to handle what is beyond the mask. Some people deserve to be given a mask. Some people, you just leave them there in the mask level. But it is dangerous when all you do around your relationships is give them the mask, is give them the box, is give them your covering. The danger of that, you will pick up people, you will attract people who will fall in love with the mask that you presenting. And some people even marrying the mask, never getting to know who their partner is, because the mask is all you know. Some men adopt a mask at a young age. They put on a mask at a young age because of the things that has happened to them while they were growing up, and they have learned, Uguti, I have to put on a mask to survive. I have to put on a mask to survive my friends. I have to put on a mask to survive and learn to and it is a mask that you get to master so well. You put on a mask trying to act cool, trying to fit in, trying to show yourself and you know it is a mask because you look at your life, you look at your friends, you see a huge difference in terms of progression, and then you decide to put on a mask. Some men put on a mask just to look successful, look like they have achieved things, but it's only a mask. And I want to say to men, it is dangerous to move around with a mask for too long and don't have people spiritual directors, when you don't have people who can see you beyond the mask. You need to have one or two people who will know you beyond your marks, people whom you can be yourself around them and don't have to put your guard up. The danger of falling in love, or the danger of maintaining your mask as a man, is that you will attract a woman, you will attract someone who will fall in love with the marks that you've presented, and but to fall in love with you. When they fall in love with the mask, now you will never be fully satisfied with the love that you are receiving, because the love that you are receiving is not reaching your soul. It is only hitting the surface of the mask. and it will always look like their best efforts. It is never enough for you because their efforts are misaligned, are misapplied. They are applied within the parameters of the mask and they never get to reach your mind. You have to disclose your nakedness. Someone has to see your naked soul. Someone has to see your naked mind. Someone has to see the child in you. And if you can get someone, or if you have found someone in your life, make sure that you don't walk a mile with them having not disclosed the mask that you've got on. People need to know who is you beyond the mask. I know sometimes it's ngamadoda, we put on anger. Anger is the mask that we put on to cover our nakedness. We are angry, we are short-tempered, we lose the fuse very quickly, but it's only the mask that is covering our nakedness, covering our failures, covering our limitations, covering our shortfalls as men, because you feel like you are not a man because you have not achieved the things that your friends have achieved. You feel like you are not a man because you went through some harsh things in your growing up days. But I say to you, you need to reveal you. There is you beyond the mask. For you to have genuine relationships around you, as a man, to have relationships that you can trust, relationships that you can count on, they have to be relationships that know you beyond your mask. Don't deprive people who care for you to care for you because of the mask that you've put on. Ungabarobha abantu abakuthandayo ukuthi bakuthande ngenxa yokuthi uvale ngemask. You can't receive love. Ugcina ungathandekanga as a man, and you feel ukuthi you are not loved, not because we are not loving you, but simply because we are loving your image, we are loving your shadow, we are loving the mask that you've put on. If only you can undress, if only you can reveal the mask, so we can get to see the real you and be able to love the real you, because love is at its strongest when it's applied in an area of your vulnerability. When love is applied in an area of your strength, you will hardly get to appreciate that love applied. But when love is applied in an area of your vulnerability as a man, you appreciate whoever is displaying their love efforts around you. So I say to men on this Friday afternoon, that as much as you have to maintain your mask, because you cannot go around disclosing your mask to every Tom, Dick, and Harry you meet, but I say to you, you have to identify and you have to pray to God ukuthi akuvambulele abantu ozokwazi ukwambula imask, uvule imask yakho before them. So when they love you, they love the real you, they love the weak you, they love the vulnerable you, they love the sensitive you, they love the broken you. They love the you that was hurt. They love the you that was disappointed. They love the you that was let down. But you have to find someone ozokwazi ukuvula imask athi reach within your soul. As a man, you cannot reach the fullness of your manhood until you are confident with what your mask is hiding. Imask yakho lento evalile, you have to make peace with it as a man. What you are hiding before people, you need to make peace with it as a man, because your joy lies at the door where you make peace with your shortfalls, where you make peace with your scars, where you make peace with the things that you have been unable to achieve. Your joy lies at that door. Your joy is not sitting in an area or an arena of your mask where people you find that you have collected a large group of friends, but all these friends that you've collected, they don't know you. You know, abanganes nabo Facebook, you can have 2,000 friends, but only one friend or two friends are your real friends. The rest of those friends is just a terminology. Friends who don't know you. Be careful, man. Let us be careful, man. I include myself, that we don't attract friends who don't know us. Because life becomes a lonely journey when you are walking with people who don't know you. Life becomes strenuous. Life becomes your acting stage. Life becomes a point where you will inherit depression simply because you are surrounded with people who don't know you when they claim to know you. Have someone, have one or two people who can see the real you, the naked you, who can see your naked soul. And if this person can be someone who has fallen in love with you, who is your love partner, who's someone whom you've given your heart to, then and only then you will find joy when they give you their love to you, because they'll be loving your naked soul. They'll be loving your broken soul. This is the message I'm giving to men this afternoon, on this wonderful Friday afternoon, is that don't let your mask lead you to places that the real you is not ready to handle. Don't let your mask attract people in your life that the real you is not ready to keep. When the Bible says your gift will place you before kings, but your character has the ability to knock you outside the door. Your gift will place you in platforms that people dream about, but their character always knocks them out the door, because the gift shines, but the mask is always covering your vulnerability. Make peace with your vulnerability. Make peace with your weakness, so that you don't sabotage your success. You don't sabotage what your gift is capable of achieving. You are a gifted man. You are a talented man. God has placed wonderful gifts within you, and God has called you by his name. And I trust and believe that all men in this group, you will rise and become men of destiny. You will rise and become game changers. You will rise and become stars that we aim high at for the next generation to reach. And I say to you, for that to happen, make peace with your vulnerability. Hide it before people, but don't hide it before yourself. We make a mistake that we hide it for so long before people, and the same weakness becomes hidden before us, until the time we are standing in a platform where we have to expose the real us, only to find that the real us is a broken us, and the real us cannot stand in the platform that our gift and God has afforded us to stand in. As men, you are about to assume you are about to take on your family. You are about to take on positions of greatness. And the greatest position you can ever be standing in is to be somebody's responsibility, is to be somebody's husband, is to be somebody's father, is to have somebody who looks up to you. That's the greatest position of leadership. And for you to be a great leader before those people, for you to lead your family right, don't let the mask lead them. Don't let the mask love your children. Don't let the mask love your wife. Let the real you come out. Make peace with the real you. And that's when you will realize that your story is not that bad. There are people who have done things that are worse than what you have done, but they are still standing. They are still living. You can also survive your scars. You can also survive your pain. You can also survive your shortfallings, your failures, your insufficiencies, your inadequacies. You can survive.